Hi all, Graham here, and I have an exciting preview of Age of Alexander. We've managed to get hold of some of the beta battle boards, and here is Wayne and I, and we're talking about the Macedonian battle board. Have a look. Well, good morning, Wayne. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Graham. Yeah, very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really good. I'm really excited about this this little early access we've got to a bit of Saga resources.
Yes. Yeah,
We've got,
thank you to Alex and the team.
yeah, very grateful for letting us have a look at it. Obviously, we're going to be very careful in what we say, but or how we show it. But this is just a little tidbit. So basically, we've been given early access to the Age of Alexander material, which is amazing. Oh, I'm in looking at mine on a PDF here at the moment, but Wayne's got the hard material there, and yeah, we've been given the boards. Obviously, not the books and that, but we've got the boards, and we want to talk about one of the boards in particular, which is the Macedonian battle board, and we were just going to look at it and talk through it and just try and get a feel. I assume it's not a final; it's a beta. Would that be fair to say, Wayne?
Yeah. Obviously, not allowed to show the boards, but we can talk about.
Yeah, it's a beta, so I mean, it's going to get tweaked a little bit, as all these things do. But yeah, it's great that we can try. Maybe we can have a one-to-one game and see what we think. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll quickly go over the battle board and just give everybody a general idea of what we're looking at. So the board itself, you've got your normal Saga abilities across the top, your half and guard activation and warlords, your warriors, your levy, and your additional combat bonuses. But you've also got, rather than having the ability to roll extra Saga dice, your Saga activation pool, you've got oracles.
Yeah.
And that differs from the normal set, but it's very similar in some ways to the Carolingians and the Prolium, which is interesting. And obviously, with Prolium, you can load it with 3 dice, and as you load it with 3 dice, so you pimp the abilities of the advanced abilities below it. Obviously, these 3 dice, you can't put any dice. You've got to put a common, an uncommon, and a rare on there to increase them. But obviously, once you've got them on there, you can, the difference, I know in Carolingians you can spend them as well, but obviously it looks like on this board you can use them in a standard way, or you can pimp the ability and start spending dice to improve what they do, which is a little bit of a twist on it. And most of the abilities seem to have that twist, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think every ability references oracles just about, so you're going to be wanting to get dice into this first, right off the bat. I think for first turn
you've got to, if otherwise it becomes a lower level board really. And it's, as I say, it's like the Carolingians, and obviously once you've got the dice on there, with version 2, the dice stay there when you re-roll your dice. Obviously you're capped by 8 dice still, but yeah, interesting. So if we look at the board from left to right in the 3 columns, the first one is Strategos, and that is it's a common die, and I'll read it here. It removed fatigue equal to the number of oracles from a unit within S of your warlord, and this is a great ability. I mean, you can remove 3 fatigues from a single unit, whereas some Saga, advanced Saga abilities say you can only remove 1. So that's quite powerful.
That's an activation for a common die. Brilliant.
Common, wow. That is so good, and obviously that could be powerful. Next one is companions, and this is as the title would say, it's limited to mounted Halfdan. The companions were the royal guard of Alexander and Philip. And this is a common or uncommon die, a common or a uncommon dice. And it says, activate a unit for a charge. In the ensuing melee, gain attack and defense dice equal to the number of oracles. And it's an ability that's limited to only one unit, but certainly makes it quite hard hitting and durable, befitting Alexander's elite cavalry. And it doesn't seem that an expensive ability, really, when you think about it. If you're gaining dice equal to the number of oracles, providing the base is loaded, so to speak, I kind of like that.
Well, I think the fact that you get both attack and defense dice is awesome.
Yeah, if you've got free attack, if it's fully loaded, you've got free attack and then free defense dice. Well, that makes them very tough. The next one is called Silver Shields, and I think that's a reference to Alexander's hypercysts. Is that the way you say it? Hypercysts? I knew I was going to get it wrong. And they were his elite guard, but I think they were more foot, so they were like elite pikemen. And it says here, melee infantry without ranged weapons, uncommon or rare, gain defense dice equal to a number of oracles.
Common or an uncommon?
Uncommon, yes, sorry, yeah.
Common or uncommon,
yeah. Yeah, equal to the number of oracles. You may discard an oracle. Oh, now this is where the twist comes. You may discard an oracle dice to remove a fatigue once the whole melee has been resolved. So they're starting to get the twist where not only do you get the standard ability, but by spending oracles, you can impimp what you're getting as well, which is quite nice as well, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. It is an uncommon or a rare dice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it makes them just tough to beat, which is good. Well, so
if you close ranks and then you play this, you're not losing anybody, are you?
You shouldn't. No, if you discard an oracle dice as well, that's that's really good. And I suppose that's where you maybe use them on your pipe block as well. And if you're playing pipe blocks, when I've played the Greeks in Age of Hannibal, you need them in bigger units, really. You need them in 10. So if you've got 10 dice, close ranks, down, still got 5 dice, and then you're still doing a little bit of damage. I kind of like that. That's a nice twist, I think.
Yeah, I think the ability to remove the fatigue as well you could sort of grind a little bit with this unit. Throw it into combat, have it fight, get rid of the fatigue, send it in again. I think could see guys being quite resilient on the board.
Right, next one, and you're going to have to correct me here. It's Toxotai. Toxotai, is that?
But spoken like a native. Yeah.
And Toxotai were I think they were like warrior bowmen, weren't they? I think they were, weren't they?
Yeah.
I seem to remember. It says here, shooting, cost a common or uncommon dice, gain attack dice equal to the number of oracles. You may disregard an oracle dice to reduce the opponent's armor by 1. So again, if you think about it, the one that I liken it to is the Carthaginian one, Eagle Eye, bottom left.
Yeah.
Well, you done me the other day with that. You played that to death, and that gives you 4 dice. But this is 3 dice plus you're dropping their armor by 1. That's quite an ability. The dropping of the armor by 1 is amazing. So you can start picking out units and really doing damage. So yeah, I like that. Okay, another one, Prodromoi, and again I believe they were like the elite light cavalry, weren't they, in the Macedonian army? If my memory serves me right from my older armies. And this is an activation reaction, so your opponent's turn. Mounted warriors with ranged weapons, so javelins, I assume. And this is 2 common dice. trigger this ability when an enemy unit activates, but before the activation is resolved, activate a unit to move and shoot. Gain attack dice equal to the number of oracles. And again, opponent's turn. That's nice. So it's a bit dancey. And yeah, I kind of like that as well. So move. So they activate. You go in and shoot. You've got a unit of 8. So you've got four warrior dice. Plus you've got 3 oracles. You've got 7 dice shooting. Not bad.
And it specifically states that these activations do not generate fatigue.
Tricky that. That might be something in the beta that might get corrected, because obviously this is an activation reaction, and so maybe that might get corrected. I sense that that's a tweak that's coming, maybe in the FAQ or the later, but the final version. Freedom or death. And this is an orders reaction, opponent's phase, common, uncommon, or rare. Until the end of the turn, you may discard an oracle to cancel a casualty. If you use a rare, then each oracle discarded cancels 2. Wow. So that's not bad, is it? I
think this comes from the motto of Greece, isn't it? Freedom or death.
Yeah, I think the power of this is that you use it in the orders reaction, and then you have it loaded. Then you can choose the moment where you want it. That's the power. Not necessarily what it does, but it's situational. So sometimes in Saga, you're trying to get someone to do something, and they try and make you play your hand before you do it. And I think this one actually is very powerful in a very subtle way, and I like that. So the Studio Tomahawk, the boys over in France, they've done well with this, so I like that. Right, next one. Existon. Isn't that the pike or the long lance that the cavalry use?
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
It's a bit like a kontos.
Yeah, kontos. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah, uncommon. It's a melee ability, and it's uncommon or rare, and it gain 2 attack dice for each oracle disregarded, or 3 if you use a rare. Gain 2 attack dice for each oracle. So if you've got 3 dice on there, 2 dice for the common, 2 dice for the uncommon, 3 dice for the rest, that's 7 dice if you disregard all 3. So obviously that will be for a warrior unit of 8. That would almost take you to your cap of 15 dice, which is nice.
Not bad for a uncommon die.
I would suggest though, it feels like something for turn 5 or turn 6 when you're coming to the end of the game, and it's not something you can do in turn. You're going to load the dice on there. You're not going to want to take it off too soon, are you? Really? So no, I think that's an end of game ability. It feels like to me.
Very much so, yeah.
Okay, aspis. I don't know what that aspis is. What's an aspis? I've heard the word, but I don't know what it means. A melee or shooting reaction, and it's common or rare, and gain 2 defense dice for each oracle discarded, or 3 if you use a rare dice. Again, makes them very tough. Would you use? Maybe you would use that with your companions. Mounted are always a little bit vulnerable to shooting, aren't they? So more shooting reaction than melee reaction, maybe. I quite like that.
For a common die, a couple of defense dice, always handy to have in your pocket.
Second to last one is Aspotrapios. Have I said that right? Forgive my Greek reading. And it's a melee common dice, and your opponent must re-roll the number of attack dice that score a hit equal to the number of oracles, or you may discard 2 oracle dice to re-roll all your attack dice. And this is really handy when your opponent has an outrageous, which is you, dice roll, or your whole roll is really rubbish. So yeah, that's quite an interesting one. Situational maybe, but
yeah, but I like the fact that you've got a choice here. So either getting your opponent to re-roll or re-rolling your own. Quite an interesting tactical decision.
Yeah. Well, as you say, it's either or. And the final one is Protaprilia. So it's Protaprilia. So apologies for my, and I'm not quite sure what that means. It might be worth Googling that, because I have no idea on that one, Wayne. And that's an orders reaction. Need a common dice, or common or rare, and all units gain the resilience 1 rule until the end of the turn. Remove all fatigue from your units as well. Wow, that's nice. Resilience 1 and removal.
An uncommon and a rare.
You've got to spend them all. Yes, you've got to spend all 3. So it is definitely end of game thing, I think. Maybe keep your warlord alive, maybe.
Well, I think this is the first Saga ability I've seen that requires you to have 3 dice to activate it.
Yeah.
So you get a real bang for your buck.
I think the real bang is the word. It's just going to go, isn't it? So, and so interesting one. So so there's a very quick review of the board. Obviously, we can't show the boards to you, and we've got another five more boards that we can look at as well. And what we'll do is review those in time. We need to look at them first and get our heads around them as well. Some interesting factions to play. I'll just show you very quickly. I'm painting if you can see that. I'm painting I've got these beautiful Aventine companions, and I'm just painting them up at the moment for it. I've got a 28mm Macedonian army in the loft, but they're all on multi-bases, and I painted them 20 years ago, so I'm thinking I'll start again and get some more. But yeah, I'm really excited. I guess I could use those, and maybe I should really be focusing on the second factions, maybe the Persians or the Indians or one of the other factions. Maybe I can use my Greeks that I've got for Age of Hannibal as well. So I've got a couple of factions. When it comes out, we can have a go. But you and I, Wayne, we can have a couple of games and get a feel, and maybe we can give some more tasters out as time goes on.
Yeah. Those companions will look nice when you finish them, Graham.
Just the base coats at the moment, Wayne. Just the base coats. A bit of speed painting. But yeah, great stuff. Listen, Wayne, thanks as always, mate, for the time. And when, as I say, with the Saga community, when we get a little bit more, we can share. We'll get it out to you, and hopefully you enjoy it. But there we go. Anyway, hope you all take care, guys, and see you all soon.